Elected to the 14th Judicial District Court bench in 2003 and practiced law for approximately 11 years prior to his election. He belongs to various judge associations, Louisiana Association of Drug Court Professionals, and serves as chairman for the Pro-Life Committee. He's been married for over 22 years and has 3 children with his wife, Janet. Judge Richie is a parishioner of Our Lady of Prompt Succor Catholic Church. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Judge David Richie.
As y'all, for those of you who have seen the program, you know there are a lot of speakers. You know that there are 4 judges talking to y'all today, and if you know me, you know 5 to 10 minutes is not much time. Okay, so it's going to go fast. I was trying to decide what I can do in that short period of time. But look, I'm going to let the other judges really focus on some of the history of the First Amendment and along those lines. I know everybody here understands the First Amendment, or at least has read it and knows what it says. And like I said, those judges are going to talk about some of the historical and legal aspects of that. But as I thought about what I wanted to say in such a short period of time today, well, I first also want to say that as judges, we're very limited under our code of judicial conduct as the things that we can come out and talk about in public, and whether we can endorse people or things or issues and propositions. But you know what? We have our religious liberty, thank God, and that even applies to me as a judge. And so I'm going to say a few things that I don't always get a chance to talk about. When I was thinking about what I wanted to say, I was reminded of especially knowing all the religious faiths that are out here today, of a poster that I saw years ago in an office in which I work. It said, and many of you have probably seen this quote, you know, when they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I wasn't Jewish. When they came for the Catholics, I didn't say anything because I wasn't Catholic. When they came for the Protestants, I didn't say anything because I wasn't Protestant. And then when they came for me, I looked around and there was no one left. And that's one of the things that I think we all need to fully appreciate and understand. When I grew up, my father was Baptist and graduated from Baptist seminary, and somehow he ended up marrying a Catholic girl, and I ended up going to Baptist and Catholic church my whole life. And I can tell you, without question, that the cooperation is so much better, and the unity amongst different faiths is so much better than it ever has been. And I think that's so important, because as you know, and another thing that reminded me of that quote was the other night I saw, I was up late watching TV, working on some things for another project I had to prepare for, and I saw this commercial. This lady that used to be on Saturday Night Live was on this show, the one that used to play the cat character, you know, if y'all are familiar with it. And she was saying, I thought it was a joke, but then I started listening to it, and she was a spokesman for this Freedom From Religion Foundation. And she was, I didn't hear everything, but I heard, but one of the things that jumped out at me is that she was criticizing the Catholic bishops for trying to impose their dogma just because they're trying to stand up for the faith in their own institutions that they run and they operate. And they were trying to raise money to speak out against this, you know, what she considered as an infringement upon her right to be free from religion. And but she was going so far beyond that and wanting to, you know, to criticize people for just standing up for their own beliefs. And I think that's so important that we have people from all faiths that understand that if we all try to do things on our own, and because you're not Catholic, you don't really care that they're bashing the Catholics, you know, well, they're coming for you next, okay? Make no mistake about that. You know, Christian people need to band together. They need to stand together. Because it's you know, and you know, because they're, you know, and this didn't happen overnight. You know, these people that want to quash our religious liberty, and they don't want to hear anything that's going to make them feel guilty about their way of life, and so they want to just try to make us marginalize the Christian people. You know, they've gotten themselves in positions of power over the years. They've gotten themselves in power in all levels of government and on the courts. You know, I think about California, and you know, that's a beautiful state, but that's about the only thing I like about California. All right? I mean, I hear all the odd things that come out of that state and all the court decisions. I mean, that court, and I haven't read the opinions. I don't know, but, you know, I don't know all that went into that, but I do know that there was a there was a statewide vote where the state chose to keep the definition of marriage the way it's always historically been, and the Supreme Court said that violated the Constitution. But it was a constitutional amendment that the people voted for. And anyway, those kind of things. Once you have people in power that have those views, it's not about the law anymore. It's about what they want, and that's what we need to recognize. And we need to hold people accountable for what they do and for their votes when we elect them to office. And it's not just about what they say. And I'm sorry, I didn't look at my time when I started here, so I'm gonna wrap it up in just a second. All right. But it happens all the time that people say what they think you want to hear. They say, well, I'm a Christian, and they think that's going to satisfy the Christians. But then when you see how they vote, you see the people that they support, who stand for things that are totally opposite of what we believe. You know, that's something we need to look at. All right? And I think, because we have to be vigilant. It didn't happen like this overnight. And it's not going to turn around overnight. But the good thing is, as Christians, we have God on our side. And as long as we have God on our side, as it goes, you know, if God is for us, who can be against us? And we have to keep that. We can't be, you know, sometimes I know it's tempting to maybe kind of get down or get discouraged when you see all the things that are going on in our society. But I just want to encourage you. And I think that's what's so important. I appreciate Father Eddie. You know, his idea to have this rally and to have all people out here, because it encourages you and it gives you support and inspiration when you have people of faith come together and realize, you know what, it's just not me and my family or a few of my friends that feel this way. There's a lot of other people that feel this way. And I think we just need to always remember that there's countless people out there. But, as y'all have all heard this famous quote, most of the time I've seen it, it says author unknown, but I've seen it attributed to somebody, so I don't know who said this, but the easiest way for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. And I think that's how we got to this point in our country to begin with. But we can turn that around. And it's with prayer and hard work. And it's like, you know, you've always heard, you know, work like it depends on you and pray like it depends on Him. And I think if we do that, we'll be in much better shape. And I think we can turn it around. But I just want to just close with a quote from, of the scripture from 2 Chronicles 7:14. It says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and will turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sins and heal their land. Let's just always be vigilant, never give up, keep fighting, pray unceasingly, and we'll preserve our religious liberty and start to turn the tide the other way. God bless you and have a good day.